Do cats like to make long eye contact? Many cat owners have noticed that some of them are able to look into the eyes for a long time. This look cannot be confused with anything. It is penetrating, intent, and as if studying. When you look into the eyes of a cat, it immediately becomes noticeable that it is meaningful, but it is far from easy to understand what lies behind it. It should be noted that in addition to body language and the cat's sense of smell, facial expressions are actively used in communication. She can look at a person for a long time if she wants his attention or, for example, food. And if the owner of the cat is attentive and observant, he will be able to achieve that without words. He will be able to understand what exactly his pet wants from him. So why do cats make eye contact? There may be several reasons for this. For example, looking into the eyes of its owner, a cat may try to catch his state of mind and, based on the information received, plan how it will act in the future. If the mood of the owner is good, then the cat can try to ask him for his favorite treat, but if it is unimportant, then he will step aside and wait for more favorable weather. Another common cause is the cat's hunger or thirst, and looking into her owner's eyes, she may simply ask him to feed or drink her. Moreover, it was noticed that most often those cats that rarely meow do this. During his first meeting with his future owner, the cat may stare at him to determine what his attitude towards her will be, whether it will be hostile or friendly. Often this is also a kind of staring game, during which it turns out who will be in charge in the house. It is important to remember that a cat, like other animals, must find out who will take the dominant position in the house and, based on this, build a line of their behavior. It also happens that a cat first looks into a person's eyes, and then sharply presses its ears and even rushes to the attack. Moreover, such actions can be performed both in relation to an outsider, and in relation to their owner. The domestic cat is a predator, and this should always be remembered. Therefore, her behavior is inseparable from the animal instincts characteristic of her wild counterparts. For a wild cat, staring can be a sign of aggression. Of course, many people wonder why a cat sees aggression in its owner's eyes if he looks at her with affection or love. This is explained very simply in predators. A direct look into the eyes is always a sign of obvious hostility and preparation for an attack. Therefore, seeing his owner staring at her, the cat may decide that the best defense is an attack and try to get ahead of him. However, despite the fact that most cats do not like direct looks, they themselves enjoy watching people. Sometimes a cat looks into the eyes of its owner serenely and calmly, and sometimes with curiosity. Another reason for looking into a cat's eyes is that eyes are a bright, shiny feature on a human face and can attract the animal's attention, just like any other bright object that also moves. If the owner carefully observes his pet, he will be able to capture his state of mind. And for this it is not at all necessary to look your pet in the eyes, and even intently, especially if the cat is not at all enthusiastic about it. However, if the cat itself initiates eye contact, then you should not look away, because cats have a bewitching, one might say hypnotic look, and if you do not miss this opportunity, then this will allow you to relax and distract yourself from the worries surrounding the person.
We will be grateful for the likes to our videos. Subscribe to our channel. We are always with you. Good luck and happiness in your life.